There are moments in sports when the familiar language fails, when statistics, comparisons, and precedent no longer suffice. When the game itself seems to pause, glance forward, and introduce something that does not quite fit within its own history. Victor Wembanyama belongs to that category of athlete, not because of hype, but because of inevitability. He did not feel like a possibility. He felt like a correction, an answer to a question basketball had not yet learned how to ask. From the very beginning, Victor Wembanyama existed in a state of contradiction. Too tall to move like that. Too skilled to be confined to a position. Too disciplined to be reckless. Too young to carry such composure. And yet, there he was, resolving each contradiction not by compromise, but by mastery. Watching him was not about witnessing dominance in the traditional sense. It was about witnessing expansion. The court felt larger and smaller at the same time, stretched by his reach and compressed by his presence. Born in Le Chesnay, France, Victor's upbringing was rooted in structure, not spectacle. Athleticism was normalized in his household, but never glorified. His mother, a former professional basketball player, understood the difference between talent and readiness. His father, a track and field athlete, understood mechanics, repetition, and patience. From them, Victor inherited not just genetics, but philosophy. Movement mattered. Preparation mattered. Ego did not. In his earliest years, Victor's relationship with sport was exploratory rather than specialized. He learned how to fall before he learned how to dunk. He learned balance before explosiveness. Soccer sharpened his footwork. Judo taught him leverage, control, and how to use force efficiently rather than violently. These disciplines embedded themselves into his basketball identity long before anyone labeled him a prodigy. By the time he committed fully to the game, he was not building from zero. He was assembling pieces that already understood each other. As his body grew, so did the difficulty of managing it. Growth spurts came quickly, demanding constant recalibration. Many players with similar physical trajectories lose coordination or confidence during this phase. Victor did not. Instead, he leaned into adaptation. Coaches adjusted drills. Training emphasized fluidity over power. Rather than being forced into the mold of a traditional big man, Victor was allowed to become what his instincts suggested, a player who could see the floor from above it and operate within it simultaneously. When he began competing against older, more physically mature players, the differences were immediate. He did not chase blocks, he predicted them. He did not rush shots. He waited for space that only he could access. His timing disrupted offenses not through aggression, but through inevitability. Players realized that their usual angles no longer existed. Passing lanes closed earlier. Driving lanes vanished. Even well-executed plays felt incomplete in his vicinity. What separated Victor early was not intimidation, but intelligence. He absorbed information rapidly. He asked questions. He studied film. He understood that basketball is a game of sequences, not moments. Every decision created a reaction, and every reaction could be anticipated. This cognitive engagement allowed him to play with restraint, an underrated quality in young stars. He did not hunt highlights. He allowed them to occur naturally. As international attention intensified, Victor remained grounded. He did not posture for attention. He did not inflate his own narrative. Interviews revealed a young man comfortable with silence, reflective in tone, deliberate in speech. He spoke about responsibility as often as potential. He acknowledged the physical risks associated with his frame without dramatizing them. There was an awareness that greatness is fragile if it is rushed. By the time he entered the NBA, anticipation had reached a level that bordered on unreasonable. Yet even that anticipation undersold the reality. From his earliest professional minutes, it became clear that Victor Wembanyama was not learning the league. He was redefining its assumptions. The speed did not overwhelm him. The physicality did not deter him. Instead, his presence exposed inefficiencies in how basketball had been played. Offensively, Victor introduced problems that defensive systems were not designed to solve. His release point rendered closeouts symbolic. His ability to handle the ball forced big defenders into uncomfortable territory while punishing smaller ones with length. He could score without dominating possessions, influence games without monopolizing attention. His efficiency came not from volume, but from inevitability. Defensively, his impact was seismic. Shot blockers traditionally protect the rim by occupying space. Victor protected it by owning time. His reach allowed him to contest shots after they had already been released. His instincts allowed him to rotate early, often appearing in frame where logic said he should not be. Guards hesitated. Bigs rushed. Entire offenses restructured themselves to avoid his shadow. But beyond the tangible impact was something subtler: emotional disruption. Teams did not just adjust strategy, they adjusted confidence. Players second-guessed decisions they would normally make instinctively. This erosion of certainty is one of the rarest defensive traits in sports, and Victor wielded it without theatrics. Yet what truly defined his rookie season was growth. Early mistakes were not repeated. Fatigue led to adaptation rather than decline. Coaching adjustments were absorbed rather than resisted. He learned when to conserve energy, when to assert himself, and when to trust teammates. This adaptability suggested not just talent, but sustainability. Culturally, Victor Wembanyama became a symbol of basketball's evolving identity. He represented the success of global development systems, the value of patience, and the importance of allowing athletes to grow into themselves rather than forcing them into templates. For young players across Europe, Africa, and beyond, he was not merely inspiration, he was validation. Off the court, Victor maintained intentional distance from noise. He did not chase celebrity. He did not curate controversy. His presence felt professional, not performative. In an era defined by immediacy, his long-term mindset felt almost anachronistic. He spoke about durability, about learning, about earning trust over time. These were not the words of someone intoxicated by arrival, but of someone aware that arrival is temporary. Physically, his preparation reflected this awareness. Training prioritized joint health, flexibility, and balance. Load management was treated not as limitation, but as strategy. Victor approached his body as an instrument to be tuned, not a resource to be depleted. This discipline reinforced the belief that his career was being built for longevity, not spectacle. As seasons progressed, the league responded. Schemes evolved. Spacing changed. Player archetypes shifted. The idea of positional rigidity eroded further. Victor did not force these changes deliberately. His existence made them necessary. This is the rarest form of influence, the kind that does not announce itself, but cannot be ignored. Yet, even amid transformation, Victor remained grounded in fundamentals. He passed willingly. He defended diligently. He embraced accountability. He allowed leadership to emerge organically rather than imposing it prematurely. Teammates responded not to hype, but to reliability. Trust followed consistency. What Victor Wembanyama ultimately represents is not perfection, but possibility. He reminds us that basketball is not finished evolving. That even in a sport defined by analytics and optimization, there is still room for imagination. That the future does not always arrive gradually. Sometimes it steps onto the court fully formed and asks the game to keep up. His story is still unfolding. Championships have yet to define it. Awards have yet to finalize it. But already, Victor Wembanyama has altered the trajectory of the sport. He has expanded its vocabulary. He has challenged its assumptions. He has reminded fans why they fell in love with basketball in the first place. Not because it is predictable, but because it is capable of surprise. Victor Wembanyama is not the end of an era. He is the opening chapter of something unfamiliar, something unfinished, and something profoundly compelling. The game did not prepare him for itself. It prepared itself for him. Victor Wembanyama's journey is still being written, but his impact is already undeniable. He represents more than talent. He represents evolution, discipline, and the courage to become something new. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate deep, long-form stories that explore the meaning behind greatness, please like, share, and subscribe for more.